Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 2nd to the 8th of September 2024. So we start the week with two very big aspects. Pluto and Uranus are on the move. So Pluto is taking a final dip back into Capricorn until the 20th of November, and then will be in Aquarius for the next 16 years. So this is the final countdown, really. Dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's. Really taking care of business of the last 16 years. And as we spoke about last week, this can happen on many levels. On a personal level, we're still very focused this year on that 0° Aquarius point, the point between Capricorn and Aquarius, as Pluto's been hovering there all year. So you can see where that is in your chart, if there are any aspects or angles or planets involved. And you can also have a look at your personal relationship with Pluto. So half of us have got Pluto direct and half retrograde, as the outer planets tend to retrograde for half the year. So first of all, have a look and see if you've got Pluto retrograde in your own chart. Retrograde planets call us inwards, so this is the power to completely transform, getting rid of the base, raising up to the crown, alchemy, base metal to gold. So it's our real powerhouse. And those born with Pluto retrograde in their chart will tend to be more inward in those areas, going in and doing the deep healing work, complete transformation and self-mastery. And those with Pluto direct in their chart will probably be applying their mastery and exhibiting their power more in the external world. So that's the personal theme of Pluto, getting rid of the base, raising the vibration, lifting consciousness, deep healing, and knowing our power to do that. Whereas on a society level, Pluto's doing a deconstruction job on any systems that are restrictive, limited, and out of date. So Capricorn tends to be the realm of government and structures, and there's a particularly strong relationship with England and America with this placement. So any structures that we've outgrown, that have become too limiting or restricting, or even corrupt, are going to be shown up in the next couple of months, from now to the 20th of November. And then when we get into the Aquarian phase, they'll be replaced by something much more fair and just and equal and fitting to take us into the future. So in the outside world, government, banking, legal affairs, all the old school Thai brigade will be having a final reckoning. And if they're still relevant, they stay standing. But everything must go. Anything that shakes and crumbles must be brought down and replaced with something better. This can apply to people as well. Pluto rules Scorpio, which embodies the use or abuse of power. So any public figures that have been corrupt, any abuse of power is going to be shown up in this period. So this period begins on the 2nd, on the same day that Uranus turns retrograde. So Uranus has been spending a few years in Taurus, liberating our hearts, tuning us into unconditional love, and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So very active phase here for Capricorn and Aquarius. Have a look at your relationship with your own personal Uranus, and have a look, is there anything in the last 5 degrees of Taurus. Uranus will be retrograde until the 31st of January, and again taking the energy inwards, it's inner wisdom, inner visionary, humanitarianism, better vision for the world, higher level of consciousness for ourselves, freeing ourselves from the mundane physical, and tuning into our higher energy vibratory body, and being more sentient to the subtle energies around us. In the outside world, Uranus rules things like cryptocurrency, decentralization of systems. So we can see here the two working together, the old structures being brought down if they've served their purpose or become too oppressive, and Uranus working with us on more grassroots level to have the vision to create new decentralized systems that are fairer for everyone. So obviously cryptocurrency is a decentralized financial system, but if we apply that across the other systems which are being brought down, then you can apply that to law, politics, education, whichever subjects you're interested in, and see where there can be a better way. So fascinating combination of these two on the move on the same day, starting off this super-powered week. By the 3rd, we have a new moon in Virgo. That's the 11 degrees Virgo, if you're looking for that in your chart, at 2:55 a.m. So this starts the new harvest cycle. What we apply ourselves to now we'll reap the rewards of next year. That sense of wanting to apply ourselves to something, wanting to turn our mind to something useful and put in the effort. Can often turn to study at this time of year, give ourselves a project through the winter months. So we can actually physically look at courses or just decide to get better at a certain activity or more knowledgeable in a certain area. And Virgo also rules health and the body. So this is a great time of year for a health check, to get involved in natural remedies, to change your diet, to consider the mind-body connection and feel more holistic about how we're living and where we're placing our energy. So it is worth giving the mind something to do during the month of Virgo. It can be very mentally busy otherwise. So maybe set some goals under this new moon to learn something new, or to improve a skill, or to be more holistic health-wise. And the goal would be through to next May, June. It's a 9-month cycle, from sowing to harvesting, from conception to birth. That's why Virgo is the Virgin Mary. That's the symbol, the mother and child. So bright and busy new moon there, and then on the 4th we have Mars moving into Cancer. So Mars has been travelling through Gemini, meeting with Jupiter, expanding our mind, firing us up, purging blocks. And now moving into Cancer, we'll do the same for our emotional body. We'll be shown what we've been holding on to, what we're carrying in ourselves, what's heavy. And when Mars makes an opposition to Pluto, then I believe that will be the release point. So we can just turn our sentient attention to, am I holding on to anything? What am I dragging forwards? What have I held on to for too long? And then by the 2nd to the 5th of November, the opposition with Mars will be the purge point, where we can have swift healing and decisive action. And those dates are interesting as well, because Mars will move into Leo on the date of the US election. So all of this is really leading up to that, as the USA is born in the month of Cancer, but that's opposite Capricorn, which represents the old school establishment of the UK. So big week, big movements going on, significant build-up from now through October with eclipses to the end of November. Subtle shifts, noticeable if we can tune in. Very big wavelengths going on in the background. Rumblings with Pluto and flashes with Uranus. While in the foreground, a fresh new moon with Virgo, bringing new vitality, and Mars into Cancer, turning our attention to rinsing ourselves of anything that's making us heavy. So be prepared for some surprises, but anything that happens is for the greater good. So we can afford to be at ease and take a philosophical viewpoint as these events unwind. So if you would like a reading to see where this is happening for you, I am available. I can show you how to work with your personal moon cycles, how to create a personal solar calendar of power dates, how to create a tarot scope where we combine your chart with the relevant tarot cards, create a picture with many layers. I can teach you how to read charts or how to read tarot, and I offer coaching for really getting down into the root of whatever's troubling you for permanent release and elevation. So do contact me, zoehind7@gmail.com. So wishing you a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.